ultimately over 40 minutes probably is a better thing for the Blazers, though.
Jump hook for Royston is short. Lindeborg grabs the rebound.
Yeah, you'll see Royston miss too many from that close down. He shoots 58% from the field.
And on the other end, a bucket. 6 of 26 shooting from beyond the arc. Both teams are 3 of 13.
Well, you're going to get me on that, Sousa, if you keep up, because this is what I like right here. Big story coming off that.
Down, diving on the floor, but Santa Clara has it. Tyree Bryan threw it away. Johnson, no look, inside, and a two-hand flush from Brett.
Talk to their strength and conditioning coach. They are thick and strong.
Fleming missing the three, and the rebound controlled by the Blazers. Lindeborg joined in the lineup by McGee, Tony, Vasquez, and Ezewiro.
Now Lindeborg's not going to settle for the three. He's a little bit old school. Pushes to the mid-post.
Ezewiro flips it up and in. Johnson. Foul line, Jay up. That's no good. Ezewiro, offensive rebound, and the roll.
That was good.
As play begins to start the second half, Ezewiro comes up empty once, but not there. And one for Brad.
Performance by Justice Ajaba.
The definition of rim protection tonight. Lindeborg
Nice.
and Ezewiro.
1 through 5. Lindeborg with the dig down and then the block, and he finds it in the corner. Well, that's just all instinct. They're switching 1 through 5, and he just saw an opportunity to sneak in from behind. It's not like they had a planned double team. That's just a great individual play, recognizing the opportunity.
Jackson Lindeborg has another year of college eligibility, but the way he's been playing lately and here in Fort Worth, he could turn himself into a first rounder. Ezewiro the jam.
The NBA or professionally abroad, but it's that type of mentality of wanting to get better every single day is why you see number 3 in white making such an impact.
Richard, he's got 9 rebounds. We haven't even played 10 minutes. The nice pass inside as Bradley Ezewiro.
A little bit. He can fill it up in bunches when he starts to get a rhythm. It's going to be important to get some play from the outside. The advantage for UAB is in the interior. The guards of ECU will have to carry the load.
Ezewiro showing the touch from the corner.
Career high 21, matches a career high 5 triples. Ezewiro inside, banks it home.
FAU, and you're allowing the bigs to play 2 versus 2. How many times do 4s and 5s go and defend pick and rolls? It's not often.
Boykatitis has 10 of the last 13 points for FAU. They go inside, and it's Ezewiro. So many skills at 7 feet tall.
Absolutely. UAB with Yaxel picking up his second foul. Andy Kennedy let us know in the pregame he is a believer of
Dunking on you.
See Memphis starting to close in on this lead right now that UAB has.
McGee leading the way for UAB with 16 points.
So consistent and dynamic at times, making timely baskets.
Wozniak's at the scorers tables waiting to check in for the Shockers. Buddy gives it to Ezewiro.
Then obviously Paul Mills is right, but that is not reviewable.
It's a 3rd turnover for the Shockers. Lob over the top and an easy flush there for Brad Ezewiro.
Column against Memphis, UAB can join them.
Lindeborg found Vasquez, who missed a shot.
It could happen if they lose this game. I don't like their chances at all.
That ball that was deflected, but Ezewiro.
Quincy Ballard, look, he could really rebound it. And he's gotten better and better offensively. His skill set has improved, but he really hasn't seen the ball very much tonight.
Averages 11 points a game. He's at 6 after that flush. 5 minutes to go. Blazers with the ball up a dozen. Lindeborg, nice bounce pass, and Ezewiro.
Temple is not shooting the ball well, just 1 for its last 13. They do as good a job as anybody in the American to get points from the free throw line. Feed and finish. As he is a few boards or a few assists away from his 19th this year. Ezewiro gathers his own miss and is able to cash in.
Say, guys, it's not about the first shot. That's when the game begins for us. With 5 minutes to go, we got to have our best rebounding effort of the season if we want to try to make a comeback here.
Temple has played in a ton of close games. The Owls have lost 5 in a row, though. Ezewiro with the flush. At one point led by 18. And every time Temple has made a run, they've given it right back. The zoning challenge 3. And Coleman gave it up before he took it to the floor. It's a 6-0 UAB run. Ezewiro making an 8-0 run. Kind of hanging by a thread, waiting for Jamal Mashburn Jr. to get healthy. Missing the current starting point guard, Quante Berry.
I think at this point you're just staying positive with your team.
Oh my goodness.
And they pulled it within 1 now. 12:20 left first half.
With just about anyone,
I
yeah.
agree with you. But loves the university, played for Coach Bartow, and has this program rolling right now. Inside the off the glass of the miss, but
teams recognize what Broadnax can do and what all he has in his arsenal, and so it's been more difficult for him to.
UAB shooting 50%. That's Ezewiro again. Why? Tip back in, and
as Lendeborg gets shut off, feeds the cutter Vasquez, and he misses. Ezewiro is there for the rebound.
Moore, another pump fake, a penetration, can't get it, tipped around and put in.
Lendeborg, leader, foul. Ezewiro. Bradley Ezewiro, who played extremely well in the game against Tulsa. And AJ Vasquez checks in as well. See if Coleman can find his offensive touch.
And Kurt, you beat me to it. When Yax was out of the game, who does UAB look to score? Christian Coleman had able to catch Christian Coleman a little bit of sleep. Nick Graves with the matchup on the block, mismatch a little bit. You would think with McGee there, but McGee's built like a linebacker, so not as much of a mismatch as maybe Graves originally thought.
In the paint for Coleman, and he finds Ezewiro, and Ezewiro, that's lethargic doesn't sound right, but just not at his full 1,000% energy. Here is Andy Kennedy says, why didn't you shoot it? That is a clean block. Wow. But Ezewiro.
Stay at the level, right? He got a little high and got the ball watching right there. And Tyshawn Archie did exactly what you always hear me say, Chad. Cut to the back of that defender's head. Got a layup.
Michael defending Ezewiro, who converts it anyway.
Talking before the game with Coach Kennedy, that last year, this was kind of his coming out party in this arena. He had been playing well, and he just kind of rocketed it to a different level and didn't stop till the end of last season.
Tough angle there, but Golden Hurricane, who will answer for the Blazers? Lendeborg can't do it this time. What a retrieval and flush by
reason that is happening, Chad. That's intentional by the Blazers. They are going to run him off the line because they have the best shot blockers in the league. Guess what? Go ahead, Keyston, drive it. At least you're not shooting threes.
Lendeborg, dump down, bucket, and a foul for basket.
It's a thing of beauty. 2 turnovers, 12 assists for Memphis. A breathtaking first 18 minutes. Ezewiro from Lendeborg with a rim rocker. Lendeborg comes away to Moore, a deep one for 3. Ezewiro will put it back in. What a lift he's given today. And sets the big man. Dunkapalooza right now for Memphis.
You know what I love about that from Penny Hardaway? As much as this crowd is into the game and they're rolling, he wants them to lock in on defense even more. Great finish there.
And felt like a culture win for Penny Hardaway. Okogie turns it back over. Ezewiro will finish. A couple of quick baskets for UAB. New season high 19. Ezewiro misses from point blank range. Gets it back. And Bradley Ezewiro.
For lack of a bad analogy, that's the special teams of basketball.
Hunter's three, tip to Johnson. Ezewiro's all the way down the court. An easy dunk for Ezewiro, who's got...
Shoots it at 56%. Andy Kennedy would like him to be more selfish.
Well, we talked about that a little in the open, the sense of managing the responsibility of being and having to be the best player on the floor.
Nice little touch there by Bradley. Into Vasquez. Could have been another Lundeborg assist. Tony, Lundeborg wants it in the right corner instead. Bradley Ezewiro will finish strong.
It's brilliant scheduling for Memphis this year.
Willis rejected. But Johnson look up ahead, and finally something goes.
Wants to be an actor someday. I thought he'd be like an action hero kind of guy. You know? I thought he'd be like a Dwayne The Rock, Johnson kind of guy. But I asked him, what genre? What are you really interested in? He said, romantic comedy.
Well, there's more opportunity there around the Christmas time.
Yeah. The Hallmark Channel. You know those guys watching the Hallmark Channel?
Coleman, an outstanding first half.
This time, much better interior defense from the Braves.
Ezewiro had to work.
He's one of those guys Andy Kenny ran plays for.
Luau rises, can't score. Coleman with the rebound. Ezewiro. I mean, he's hit a good portion of the United States. Lindeborg on the court. Maybe he can get those 5 assists that he needs. Ezewiro, another paint touch. And Lindeborg. Okay, there's your coast to coast, but he misses. And here's Ezewiro. Forget that.
That time, Brad could go inside. UAB elected to run a little clock.
That would have been a tough shot if it fell. And who else? But in the who's got more fouls than points tonight? 3 fouls, 2 points. Ezewiro waits for about 7 guys to roll over his dunk. Tarian Todd. Now UAB follows with a dunk. Lead Panthers, or the Panthers. Ezewiro through traffic. Petway.
Time Petway catching Tony sleeping, and Tony was actually in pretty good position to challenge. I think Petway surprised him when he loaded up so quickly. Playing for. They have every opportunity to continue to play, to extend the history and build on the tradition that's already there before them.
He was an assistant coach, Ezewiro, with the...
And again, it's not an easy job because most people think, well, the point guard is just giving it to the open guy. No, you got to give it to a guy who's able to do something with it.
UAB playing defense, coming up with some turnovers. Good night.
Defenses, the Middle Tennessee, too quick for the perimeter defenders of UAB.
Porter has 9 of Middle Tennessee's 14 points here to get things started. Under 12 minutes to go in the first half. They bounce it inside, and a shot is scored by Ezewiro.
Takes the ball to the right-hand wing. They're going to dump it down to Issam Mustafa, and that's exactly what they did.
Good
Great
idea.
Execution.
Yeah,
Great
to go
execution.
inside. They started out well from 3-point range, and now taking it in for the dunk is
Lindeborg. That's Poindexter from the top of the key.
Coleman on the run. Dumps it off. Ezewiro. Good for Pence. Going to back down Vasquez. Fadeaway 2. No. Lindeborg. So good with the ball in his hands in transition. Especially for his size. Ezewiro is coming out of the timeout. Johnson from the corner. There's an offensive rebound for UAB there first. The putback found him. There's Lindeborg, muscles his way to the rim. Ezewiro, offensive rebound. Another. The lob to Tucker. Can't finish the alley-oop. Lindeborg the rebound.
Oh, Tucker was way above the rim. Threw that down too hard. It skipped right off the glass.
There's the big, strong clear out. Ezewiro.
We've seen Garland pass. He has a habit of making big shots. That looked like a tough one with a defender on him. Got the soft rim.
Ezewiro underneath, counted and one.
Give Auburn Montgomery the lead.
And Crowley, he's aggressive right there, driving baseline. No UAB within 2 feet of the help side position.
Ezewiro checks in. Oh my goodness, that counts.
Well, Crowley, he's aggressive and he's not turning down opportunities to score the basketball. He recognizes that Youngblood is not here tonight, and he's going to have to do a little more offensively to help keep this close.
Ezewiro with the
lots of guys at the D1 level are looking to play at a place where it better suits their style of play and their skill set. You know, it's a tough time to be a college coach right now, man. Like you've got to re-recruit your guys and look for guys that are in that portal.
At the D1 level, he has a season high, a UAB high. We can call it a D1 high, Kurt, of 14 points right now. The previous one was the 10 points he had against Southern Miss, so he's getting comfortable playing at this level after coming from the JUCO ranks where he did average 8.
Ability to score the basketball, get to his spots.
Tyron Moore. Ezewiro.
Conferencing, 78%, almost 79. Hamilton launches, almost got the friendly roll. 6-point edge for UAB. High Point led by as many as 13 in this contest. They go down low with a two-hand jam.
But he pushed it right to Robery, who scores his first 2 points.
That time, one of the few rebounds that Yaxel Lindeborg not able to corral. Wasn't a ton of Lions in his vicinity.
Reverse Ezewiro.
Put him in the game. A spark from the outside has worked to some degree.
And if you're Montgomery, what do you have to lose? You're down so many so early. Those are 2 contested threes. UAB defended pretty well.
A nice flip-up shot there from Brown.
Finding him on the weak side of that zone defense.
Down to 14, the UAB lead, and the Southern Miss bench. Some fans and support that have traveled from Hattiesburg. Make some noise behind the Golden Eagles bench.
Well, at some point when you play poorly or not as well as you should have played or expected to play, you have to continue playing. Not so made threes, Hurley, set feet, square to the rim. Not a Blazer within 3 feet of him.
Yep. Hurley now in his 3rd year with Vermont. Played in 31 games last year for the Cats. Ezewiro will use glass. Blazers 0 for 5 from outside.
Good
so they'll go inside. Ezewiro, the lefty, has 2.